hard. It's extremely difficult.
Can I get an amen?
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, I knew being, I'm a Democrat, proud to say it, finding a Democrat or progressive, John doesn't consider himself one because he doesn't believe in labels except for marriage.
You better believe in that marriage.
Except for Mr.
Can we clone him?
But, so anyways, but I knew finding somebody who was
I think it's important to find someone who's open-minded. Yeah, like you said.
Open-minded, yes, for sure. But I knew I needed to find somebody who was open-minded, but also agreed with me. Yeah. And I knew that's what I wanted.
This is very important to us. You'll be right.
Yes.
Amen.
But also, so they're talking about how, millennials are also looking for that. They're looking for people, they're looking for people who do that, but also, women's roles are changing. We're working now. We're pursuing college and degrees. And actually with this article mentioned was that women are more likely to have a bachelor than men are, which I found fascinating. Which I thought that was really cool. And so this is a quote also. It said, I think millennials are waiting because women have more choice than ever before. They're choosing to focus on their career for a longer period of time and using egg freezing and technology to buy time. And Jamie and I literally had this conversation the night before John and I started talking.
It was a cute story. It was like a couple, maybe nights before they started talking, or maybe even a couple weeks. There was a point in time. There was a point in time you sat at my counter and you were like, I'm going to freeze my eggs.
Was that not the night before the engagement party? I was down.
Oh my God, it was. You're right.
And then
it was the night before. Engagement party happened in the U.S., right. And then there was like, I think it was y'all's birthday where you had the murder mystery. You were drunk and you like grabbed my hand up, drunk as you were, and you were like, we're going to have babies at the same time. And it's going to be awesome. Like, it was very cute.
Which I keep telling John, but he told me I have to wait till after the I'm like,
you're saying your baby when she has a second one.
Exactly.
Well, you're going to have to wait. We're trying again in May. We're going to try in May. Not again. We're going to try in May. So.
We'll coordinate.
We'll have to work on that. Okay.
We'll plan it. You'll be my planner.
But I thought this was really cool, and I've gone over my time. But it said there's a shift in viewing marriage as a luxury, not as a necessity. And I really, really liked that because I think that's so true. And,
we don't need no man.
Right. And so now it's a luxury.
Also inclusive. We don't need no woman.
We're trying to find that person that we want to actually spend that time with. We want to spend the person whose shit we can deal with in the bathroom, whose shit we can deal with, like, around the house. Like, you want, like, because if it's not that person you want to spend your time with, you will go fucking bananas.
Well, again, seniors at a D, where there are more women who are getting bachelors who can go out into the workforce who have that luxury of choice. Like, we literally don't need a man to be able to rent a house or to be able to live on our own.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so I'm almost done, so I'm not going to take much more, but this is from the Gottman's Institute, and they talked about their research into emotional intelligence that indicates that men with higher emotional intelligence will have more success in satisfying marriages. And
no kidding.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of probably how it used to not be. I don't know if that sentence makes sense, but I feel like that's probably how it wasn't. And I feel like John is really good at that, and I think he has pretty good emotional intelligence. And the last part of this is millennials question the institution of marriage. We have a skepticism towards marriage, which, hi, divorced parents, that's me. And I already talked about how I basically had a panic attack after I asked John out. And so that's kind of what this talked about, that by waiting longer to get married, we open ourselves up to a number of serious relationships. So we get to actually experience more people, see what we like, see what we don't like. And it actually gives married couples a different developmental footing compared to newlyweds from our grandparents and our grandparents' age, because we've had the experience of more, relationships leading up to marriage. And this is from Dr. Wyatt Fisher. It said, millennials today entering marriage are much more aware of what they need to be happy in a relationship. So anyways, I really like that. It said they desire equality and overall workload and chores, and they desire both spouses having a voice and sharing power. So I just kind of want to end on that. I had some other things highlighted, but that was really great. And I thought that was just like a really great way of saying, our like millennial opinions on marriage, because I think that really resonates with a lot of my stuff with John, because I think, and kind of like what Dr. Furman, or I don't know if she's a doctor, but Melissa Furman was speaking about. We saw her at the ladies, I call it ladies lunch, but with women in business,
I like Ladies Who Lunch better.
I call it Ladies Who Lunch, but Women in Business event because, even though we're striving for equality, it's a dance. There's always somebody who's going to be in the lead, and that's fine. John might have a little bit more money than me, but I take care of running the house more than he does. And then I do this more than he does that. I organize what we're doing, and he, and it is a dance, but like we're dancing together. And so, it's not like I'm following behind him, but we're step in step, and he might be leading, but I might be leading another day. So I really like this article. I think it did a really great job, and I hope I gave it a half a decent shot because I'm a little tipsy right now.
No, you did great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's go next.
I'll go next. Mine's
Yay.
easy. So I have a Business Insider article this week. It says 21 people reveal why, this is the headline, 21 people reveal why they don't use dating apps and how they meet people instead. It was published October 2018. We will link it on the site eventually.
Wait, do we want to guess what they're going to be? I say,
you
like-
can if you want. A lot of them, not to like make anybody real sad, but like a lot of them weren't really specific. A lot of them were like,
I was going to say like
why?
coffee shops or like
Yeah.
church or work or...
Honestly,
Yeah.
like a grocery store.
Ironically, a lot of them said the gym,
Okay.
which I wouldn't expect.
Really?
I
I
think
do the gym and I ignore people.
Well, I think
Yeah,
specifically a lot of the people who said that were guys. And I will be transparent, like not everybody in this article is a millennial. But the guys stood out to me. Like one of them particularly because he said, I meet women at the gym and I'm fine with that because like I'm feeling really good about myself. Like that's consistently where I feel
you have
good
similar
about
lifestyle
myself.
interests
Yeah.
then too if you're both working
Exactly.
out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think he even said like it's healthy because because it's a healthy habit anyway. I think the thing that stood out to me, I'm not gonna like talk about every single one, but I think what stood out to me was that a lot of folks just said that in the different ways that people say it, that dating apps aren't a great representation of you as a person, whether it be people are just dog shit at writing profiles or like.
Well, and I
people
think like whether you realize it or not, you
pictures
put your the version of yourself you want people to see out there. Like, it's not a true, complete representation of yourself. Like all other forms of social media.
Yeah. There was also, I think, a lot of people who wrote in, and I think it dovetails into that, and they said, I don't like using apps because you have this false intimacy that you build, and then you meet that person, and if you don't have chemistry with them, then you've just wasted like 3 or 4 weeks. Like,
I mean, it's whether you realize it or not. Like,
Yeah.
you're definitely always putting your best self forward. I would think.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the gym was one of the main things, and I didn't even think, like, with the title of that article, to think about the specifics of where they were meeting people. But yeah, the gym, a couple others were just like,
Mutual friends.
Yeah, so friends was a big one, which is how Maddie and I both met our significant others.
Which can go either way because a minute ago Lacey had the
Yeah, I mean, I've never had the best experience with that, but
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. But yeah, it was, and I picked this article in a very biased way because I actually have never used dating apps. I've always either been in a relationship or like I'm married now, so like woohoo, I don't use Tinder, obviously.
Tinder
So,
sucks.
I hear it sucks.
Bumble's a little better.
I think the funniest thing I've ever heard about Tinder is a guy that I used to work with. It was his birthday, and I asked him what he was gonna do for his birthday. It was like a work day, obviously, since we were at the office together. That was dumb. But he looked at me and he said, I think I'm gonna order me a big old bag of grass. I'm gonna order some takeout on Tinder. It was pretty good.
That's fantastic.
It was great. Anyway, so that's my article. I summarized really quickly because it was just like kind of a listicle style, like little guy from Business Insider. So we'll put him on the site for sure.
I love that.
All right, who wants to go next?
why dating as a millennial is so screwed up. And it's from bolde.com. Like the title implies, it just listed reasons why dating as a millennial sucks. First and foremost, the first reason was we ghost as a way to end things. I mean, how many of us have been ghosted?
We're all raising our hand.
Yeah, you can't see, but everybody's raising their hand.
And you're raising your hand.
And
You know it.
sucks.
And
It does suck. I mean,
And they stay there.
but I mean, to be perfectly honest, I've ghosted people as well. So,
Oh, I can't.
You know, you get what you get.
I mean, sometimes they deserve it, though.
The second thing they said is we as a generation are hyper focused on sex, which commentary to a minimum. Do y'all agree with that?
Peanut gallery. Yes, we have commentary about that. Are we really hyper aware of it and like hyper interested in it, or is it that just we have information more readily?
I think it's a mix of both.
Hyper. What did you say? Hyper. What about sex?
Hyper focused on
I mean,
sex.
I was pretty fucking focused on it. I was like, this. It was the end goal. That was the reason I was doing it.
See, I feel like there's a mix, like, and that's what makes it so hard. Is like, I know in my case, I don't necessarily focus on that. I want to focus on like meeting someone and hanging out. I mean, that's cool if it comes, but
Well, if it comes, if it comes.
stop, man.
Have your mom listen to this episode.
Oh no, Melody, no.
But wait. Let's think about that in relation to Madison's article. So millennials are waiting longer to get married. So you could be of two mindsets. One is you're young and you're like, I ain't gonna get married. I'm just here to sex it the fuck
Yeah,
up.
those are two. I have those two mindsets
And
completely.
then you hit like 25 and after 25 and you're like, look, I'm just trying to see if this dick is good and it's gonna be worth the rest of my life.
Lacey's currently putting her eyeballs back in her head, but no, I completely agree. I think it
That's
is.
your minimum.
I think it is. I think
Yeah, open the floodgates.
I know. I should have skipped number 2. Okay,
You should
number
have
3.
said sex.
Number 3. Okay.
Sexy.
We
Sex.
are in a competition who can care the least.
Yes, that's
Yes.
completely it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for one so guilty of this, which is probably part of my problem. You know, I think it's
I don't think you show me enough care.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just not a very emotional person anyway. My friends can tell you this. But I think, I mean, we, whatever, are just uncomfortable with showing someone that we care.
That's vulnerability.
Yeah. Or, you know, out of fear of rejection.
Yeah, well, you
know,
don't
what
want to
have
be
you.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
You don't want to open that could be wound.
But sometimes I think that can be opposite, and you can use that as a defense mechanism. Because I know I wear my heart on my sleeve, but sometimes I think I do it just so I don't get hurt.
I hope John
You
brings
defend
me
off
popcorn.
the crazies.
Yeah, I defend off the crazies. Also, yes, I hope John brings you popcorn so I can eat some of that
Me
popcorn.
too. What's next?
Get some of that.
Okay,
popcorn.
number 4.
Butter.
We expect a level of perfection that doesn't exist. Thank
Yes.
you, social media.
Yes.
Like,
Instagram
Hashtag
ready.
the
But also just what you build up in your head.
I mean,
Yeah.
unrealistic
Your
expectations are killing us and our relationships,
Actually,
people.
Jason Momoa killed everyone. It's fine.
Okay,
Slay us, Dad.
Oh, boy.
they don't.
I wish
they're
he
not
would
all
slay
like
me,
that.
Dad.
Okay, number 5. This kind of like piggybacks on top of that. We're overloaded with options. I mean, people in our timelines.
All
Some
the
people
swipes.
messages in our DMs. I mean, take that how you will. But you know,
It's true.
again, social media.
Yeah.
Number 6, we've become content with being alone. I don't necessarily
Yeah.
think this is a bad thing because I truly, honestly believe, you know, you need to be comfortable and happy with yourself before you can be in a relationship with another person.
I agree, however, because I think if you get too comfortable with being alone, you are giving yourself an excuse. And I'm saying that
Yeah,
because that's
I
where
mean-
I got to a point where I was like, I'm just going to be alone, and that's kind of what I need to accept. And I need to go buy a fuck ton of cats. Crazy ex-girlfriend. But
I mean, especially when you don't have any like promising like prospects. You know what I mean?
Well, and real quick, because I won't take too much time, but I had Ashley and I were talking about it one time, and I was like, you're never 100% going to be happy with yourself. That's just not reality. So you have to just be in like a decent
That's true.
happiness with
Again,
yourself.
it's like the big milestones on social media. You only see people's
Yeah.
best of the best of
Yeah.
the best. Like,
Through a filter.
yeah.
True. You know, that being said, you need to branch out. And I need to take my own advice. We are always stuck in a gray area.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good one. I mean, everybody loves a good who or what are we talk.
For sure.
You know?
We never had that. I noticed that today. I was listening to not Pod Save America. Why Won't You Date Me? And John and I never had that talk. Because Facebook did it for us.
So, okay, so my ex, I remember how we defined it. I was we were